Long ago, in a time when animals ruled the world and walked the earth like humans, the lion was not only the strongest of all creatures, but he also wore a crown upon his mighty head. He was known as the king of the savannah, and his rule stretched far and wide across the African plains. His crown was a symbol of his power, crafted from golden leaves and the bones of the most fearsome predators, shimmering in the sun for all to see. But this tale is about how, despite his strength and majesty, the lion lost his crown and why he has never regained it. This is a story that has been passed down through the generations, a fable told by the fireside, reminding us all of the dangers of arrogance and the importance of wisdom, kindness, and humility. Once, in the days of the animal kingdom, Lion ruled with great pride. His kingdom stretched from the high mountains to the dense forests, across rivers and plains. All the animals respected him, for they knew his strength and feared his sharp claws and teeth. Lion, with his golden mane and magnificent crown, would sit atop a rock looking over his kingdom, and the other animals would come to bow before him. However, while Lion was powerful, he was also proud and stubborn. His pride was not just in his strength, but in the belief that no creature could ever outwit or challenge him. He believed that his crown had been placed on his head by the gods themselves, and that it could never be taken away. But there were whispers among the animals. Some said that while Lion was strong, he was not always fair or wise. The smaller creatures, the rabbits, the tortoises, the birds, whispered to one another that Lion was too focused on his power and had forgotten the true responsibilities of a king. One day, as Lion rested in the shade of a baobab tree, feeling the warm sun on his fur, a gathering of animals came before him. At their head was Hare, a clever creature known throughout the kingdom for his wit and intelligence. Beside him was Tortoise, slow but wise, and among them were many other animals of all sizes, gazelles, monkeys, and birds, all who lived under Lion's rule. Hare stepped forward and bowed low before Lion, his long ears brushing the ground. "Great Lion," Hare said, "we come before you with a humble request. Though you are strong and mighty, there are those among us who feel that your leadership could be more balanced. We seek a king who rules not only with strength, but also with wisdom and kindness." Lion, though lazy from the sun, sat up, his eyes narrowing. "What are you suggesting, Hare? That I, king of the savannah, am not a wise ruler?" Hare, though small, was brave. He did not back down from Lion's sharp gaze. "Great Lion, none can deny your strength, but ruling a kingdom is not only about power. It is about fairness and listening to all creatures, even those smaller than yourself." "Perhaps," Hare added carefully, "it is time to prove that you are not just the strongest, but also the wisest among us." Lion growled, his pride pricked by Hare's words. "What is this challenge you speak of, Hare? What foolish game do you propose?" Hare smiled, for he knew that Lion's arrogance would make him agree to the challenge. "We propose a test, great king. If you truly believe that you are the rightful ruler of all the animals, then prove it, not just through your strength, but through your wisdom. We will set a series of tasks for you, and if you can complete them, then we shall never again question your rule." Lion stood tall, his mane bristling in the wind, his crown gleaming in the sunlight. "Very well," he roared. "I accept your challenge. What task must I complete to silence your doubts?" Hare stepped forward, his eyes gleaming with mischief. "The first task is simple, great king. You must catch me." The animals gasped. Catching Hare was no easy feat. Though small, Hare was swift and clever, and no one had ever caught him once he decided to run. Lion growled in amusement. "Is that all? A mere chase? Very well, Hare. Prepare yourself, for I will catch you before the sun reaches its peak." And so the chase began. Hare darted off into the tall grasses, his legs moving with lightning speed. Lion gave chase, his powerful legs propelling him forward, his paws thundering against the earth. But Hare was quick, and as Lion closed in, Hare would suddenly veer off to the side, disappearing into a thicket or leaping over a stream. For hours, the chase continued. Lion, though strong, grew tired as the midday sun beat down upon him. Hare, however, seemed tireless, always a step ahead, always slipping through Lion's grasp. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, Lion collapsed, panting heavily, his fur soaked with sweat. He could no longer keep up, and Hare bounded up to him, still as energetic as ever. "Great Lion," Hare said with a bow, "you are strong, but it seems you have not caught me. Perhaps strength alone is not enough?" Lion growled, frustrated and humiliated. "Fine, Hare, I failed to catch you, but that was a game of speed, not wisdom. What is the next task?" Hare smiled. "The next task, Great Lion, is a test of intelligence. You must solve a riddle." Lion, though tired, stood up, determined to prove his worth. "Speak your riddle, Hare. I will solve it easily." Hare nodded and said, "Very well. Here is your riddle. I walk without feet, I fly without wings, I roar without a voice. What am I?" Lion furrowed his brow, thinking hard. He paced back and forth, trying to solve the riddle. He thought of the wind, of birds, of all the creatures in his kingdom, but none of them seemed to fit the riddle. The animals watched in silence as Lion struggled to find the answer. Minutes passed, then hours, and still Lion had no answer. Finally, Lion, frustrated and tired, growled, "I do not know, Hare. What is the answer?" Hare smiled. "The answer is simple, Great King. It is the river. The river walks without feet, flows without wings, and roars without a voice." Lion roared in frustration, realizing that he had been outwitted by the small, clever Hare. The animals whispered among themselves, realizing that perhaps Lion was not as wise as he claimed to be. But Hare was not done. "There is one final task, Great Lion," Hare said, "a task that will truly show if you are worthy of wearing the crown." Lion, though exhausted and humiliated, nodded. "What is this final task?" Hare pointed to a great baobab tree at the edge of the savannah. "You must uproot that tree, Great King. If you can pull it from the earth, then we shall declare you the true ruler, both strong and wise." Lion looked at the tree, his muscles aching from the chase and his mind weary from the riddle. But he could not back down now. With a great roar, he approached the tree and dug his claws into the earth. He pulled with all his might, straining against the deep roots of the baobab. The ground trembled beneath his paws, and the animals watched in awe as Lion struggled to move the great tree. But the baobab was old and strong, its roots stretching deep into the earth. No matter how hard Lion pulled, the tree would not budge. His strength was great, but it was not enough. After hours of trying, Lion collapsed once more, exhausted and defeated. He had failed. The animals gathered around, and Hare stepped forward, his voice calm and wise. "Great Lion," Hare said, "you are strong, but strength alone is not enough to rule. Wisdom, kindness, and humility are just as important. Perhaps it is time for a new king, one who understands that the greatest leaders are not those who boast of their power, but those who use their power to serve others." Lion, though proud, could not deny the truth in Hare's words. He removed his crown and placed it on the ground before him. "You are right, Hare," he said. "I have ruled with strength, but I have forgotten the true meaning of leadership. I am no longer fit to wear this crown." And so the lion lost his crown, not because he was not strong, but because he had forgotten the importance of wisdom and humility. From that day on, The animals of the savannah chose their leaders not by their strength, but by their wisdom and kindness. Lion continued to live among them, respected but no longer feared, a reminder to all that true leadership is about more than power. It is about understanding, compassion, and serving the greater good. And so ends the tale of how the lion lost his crown, a fable that teaches us that while strength may be impressive, it is wisdom and humility that make a true leader.